Hello, today we'll be solving multi-step equations, part 2. So let's get started here. First problem that I want to work is this problem. If you notice, you have to apply the distributive property here on the left-hand side, and you don't have to do it on the right. So I'm going to take this 2 and multiply it times the x and get 2x. The 2, I'm going to take 2 and multiply it by -1 and get -2. Some people forget that the sign in front of this number actually goes with this number, so this is really a -1 and not just a 1, equals 3x plus 4. Now I want to find my smallest x. Once I have variables on both sides, I want to determine which one is the smallest one. Now the reason why I moved my smallest one first, my smallest x term first, is because I don't want to have a negative x at the end. I don't want it to say negative x equals a number. Is that okay? Yes, but that's just another step in the end that you've got to deal with. So why not try to alleviate that in the beginning? So I have a 2x and a 3x. Since the 2x is smaller than the 3x, I'm going to subtract 2x on both sides. Now the reason why I didn't subtract 2 from the 4 is because they're not like terms. 3x and -2x, they're like terms. So after that, you'll notice the 2x's are going to cancel out. That's going to leave me with -2 equals 3x minus 2x is x plus 4. Now I want to isolate my x. I have a plus 4 that's over here on the right hand side, but this is x. I need to move this plus 4. In order for me to have this plus 4 cancel out to 0, I have to subtract 4 on both sides. The 4's are going to cancel out. That's going to leave me with x equals -6, or -6 equals x. So right now I think that x equals -6, but I'm not sure because I haven't checked it yet. That's what's so great about solving equations, because once you have your solution, you can plug it back in and see if your solution is correct. So let's check this equation. I'm going to write this equation just like it is in the beginning. I have, wherever I have an x, I'm going to substitute -6. So I'm going to say 2 times -6 minus 1 equals 3x plus 4. I'm going to solve what's in parentheses first. -6 minus 1 is -7. If you don't understand where I got the -7 from, please go back and look at my videos on subtracting integers. I made 2, 1. The first video talks about the meaning of subtraction, and then I have another video talking about using the actual rule of subtracting integers. Oh, sorry, I forgot to, oh, sorry about that. I need to put that -6 in there also. Sorry about that. So 3 times -6 is -18 plus 4. You can tell this is a real video because I make mistakes. But anyway, I corrected my mistake. So I have 2 times -7 is -14 equals -18 plus 4 is -14. Since I ended up with the same number on both sides, I know that that x does equal -6 in this equation. Okay, let's try another one. If you would like to pause this video and try this one on your own before I work it, that might be a good suggestion. Okay, my distributive property this time is on the right hand side, So I'm going to write 5x minus 2 equals 2 times 3x is 6x, and 2 times negative 4 is negative 8. Again, remember that's a negative 4, not a 4 but a negative 4. I want to find my smallest x. I have a 5x here and a 6x here. Which one is smaller, the 5 or the 6? Well, the 5 is. So I'm going to do the opposite of plus 5, and that is to subtract 5 on both sides. The 5's will cancel out. That's going to leave me with, on the left hand side, negative 2. On the right, x minus 8. Now I want to isolate my variable, which is x, on the side by itself. I need to move this negative 8 away from the x. So in order for me to move this negative 8 away from the x, I'm going to add 8 to both sides. The 8's are going to cancel. That's going to leave me with x over here, and negative 2 plus 8 is 6. So right now, again, I believe that x equals 6, but until I check it, I'm not sure. So wherever I have an x, I'm going to substitute 6. I'm going to substitute. I have an x here, so I'm going to put 6 minus 4. Okay, so I have my original equation, and wherever I had an x, I wrote 6. 5 times 6 is 30 minus 2. 30 minus 2 is 28. So I solved this side this time. Now I'm going to see if I'm going to get this, if I can get 28 on this side. I'm going to do my parentheses first. In my parentheses, I have multiplication and subtraction. I need to multiply 3 times 6 first, and that's going to give me 18 minus 4. 18 minus 4 is 14. Hey, I have 28 over here, and 2 times 14 is 28. So therefore, since I ended up with the same number on both sides, I know that x equals 6 in this equation. Okay? Again, if you'd like to pause it before I work it, that'll be a good suggestion. Alright, let's get started. I have to apply the distributive property on both sides. So I'm going to multiply negative 10 times 8x, which is negative 80x. I'm going to multiply negative 10 times negative 4. Remember, that's a negative 4. And that's going to give me a positive 40 equals. Negative 4 times 6 is negative 24. And negative 4 times 12x is a negative 48x. Now, since I have variables on both sides, I want to move my smallest x. Well, which one is smaller? The negative 80x or the negative 48x? The negative 80x is smaller, so I'm going to add 80x, because that's a minus 80x. I'm going to add 80x to both sides. And of course, you know your 80s are going to cancel. That's going to leave you with 40 equals negative 24, and negative 48x plus 80x is a positive 32x. Now this turns into a two-step equation right now. So I need to move my negative 24, so I'm going to add 24 on both sides. They're going to cancel. That's going to leave me with 64 on the left and 32x on the right. Now I'm down to a one-step equation. I'm going to divide both sides by 32. The 32's will become 1 because 32 divided by 32 is 1. So if I want to write 1x here, and 64 divided by 32 is 2. And I can simplify this even more and write x equals 2. Right now I think x equals 2, but I won't know until I check it. So I'm going to bring in another sheet of paper so I can check it, because this problem is so large. Okay, so wherever I have an x, I'm going to write 2. So I have negative 10 times 8 times 2 minus 4 equals negative 4 times 6 plus 12 times 2. I substituted 2 in for my x. So let's see if I can get the same thing on both sides. 8 times 2 is 16 minus 4. And 12 times 2 is 24. Negative 10. 16 minus 4 is 12. And 6 plus 24 is 30. Wow. Negative 10 times 12 is negative 120. And negative 4 times 30 is negative 120. So therefore I have the same number on both sides. So therefore in this problem x equals 2. Well, that's the end of this video. If you have any suggestions or comments on my videos, please email me at mathwithmoon@gmail.com, or you can go to my website at mathwithmoon@gmail.com. No, that's my email. Okay, just email me at mathwithmoon.com. I mean mathwithmoon.gmail.com, and leave your suggestions or comments. And I'll see you next time. Bye.